Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to talk a bit more about my visit to Rome, where I stayed in my favorite hotel, Eden, which allowed us amazing views, and as well we enjoyed the weather in Rome. But actual mission was to visit the art fair, which was happening in Palazzo Barberini, which is a biennale, so it happens once per 2 years. It happens at the same time as an art fair in Florence, and this year was the second edition, which was mainly Italian galleries. However, some international ones like Calnaghi, and the fair had an amazing selection of paintings alongside with artworks, mainly from old masters, but also from the 19th century, though some people do consider it old masters. We're also lucky enough to visit Borghese Gallery, which is an amazing masterpiece tribute to Baroque art, and has one of the best Baroque collections. Scipio and Borghese never stopped meeting any obstacle to acquire the artwork that he liked. Some of it he acquired by cunningness, and some of it using the connections of his uncle, the Pope. That's how he has an amazing Caravaggio or some works by Bernini and many others in his collection. As well as that, we also visit Vatican, which was an amazing timing. And this year is a jubilee year, which allowed us to go through a special doorway which redeemed all of our sins. And we have seen the room where Da Vinci used to stay, as well as the Bramante staircase, which has pillars from all the three Greek styles, as well as that we enjoyed the view on the gardens of Vatican, where we have seen the pool and the puddle, which kids of the people who stay in Vatican, as Vatican as a small kingdom, do enjoy during the summer. As well as that, we enjoyed a lot of back drops of Vatican, as well as St. Peter's Basilics, as a lot of it was open during the Jubilee line, and we have seen, for example, even the statue of the Illuminator, which I have never seen before. But I would like to tell you quite a sad Gothic Renaissance story about Beatrice Changer, which is actually related to this beautiful castle, as and many more sad stories, as it used to be the prison. But however, her story is probably the one that touches my heart the most, because she was a daughter of a very powerful nobleman. However, he was also a tyrant who raped her multiple times and didn't allow her to get married, though she was a renowned beauty. And herself and her brothers and stepmother assassinated him. However, there were no evidence behind against them. One of their servants gave in, as people were not supposed to torture them, and they didn't agree. But after him him speaking, they actually captured them, and they beheaded her and her stepmother, and tortured her brother, and another brother, deprived of his title, and sent him to work at the ship. um, Besides of the fact that all the Roman people hated the her father. So that's how her ghost always appears around the church with the head on his hands on the day of her death. And we also visited two from the three of the churches that have Caravaggio artwork, like this one, for example, that has everything related to St. Matthew. How did the God first visit him? How he's writing the gospel, and also his death. But I would like to talk a bit more about my favorite probably church with Caravaggio's artwork. And here we could see Saint Mary, baby Jesus, and Anne. And Saint Mary was actually painted from a prostitute that Caravaggio really liked. And as well as that, this was actually a church that allowed was one of the first that allowed prostitutes to join the mass, which was quite a revelation back in the time. And also here we could see the Raphael on one of the walls just upstairs. Thank you so much for looking at this video.